Yo, 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 it's your boy DJ ThreeStacks, man. We're back from that little brief interlude, and we are with our first guest today. But before we do it, we're going to go down the line and let you who the host is. Like I said, it's your boy DJ ThreeStacks. To the left of me, I got the beautiful...
Man, it's Treasure Nicole, your favorite Scorpio. And Stacks, I know you had interviewed this person earlier. But we're going to interview him one more time. And like you said, get deep into the grind, because he here at Urban Grind, right?
Yeah, so we got to know about that grind now.
Who we got right here?
Jay Shields, CEO, Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes.
Yep.
So we're gonna dig right up into it, Mr. Jay Shields, coming straight out of Memphis, Tennessee, man. You know what I mean? Let the people know, man, like all the hats you wear, man, where your grind started, how you built your empire, man, to where you are now.
Well, that almost seemed like bragging. I think I have 7 royalty-paying radio stations that's fully licensed with ASCAP BMI-CC. The SM Awards, which is the biggest independent award show in the country.
Yes.
A promotional company, a graphic, web and graphic design company.
Right.
A magazine, Southern Exposure Magazine. It's a regional magazine that has spread it nationwide. The first issue came out with a magazine, a soundtrack, and a DVD, so you could have audio, visual, and literature. Now it done came to just every magazine. Every magazine comes with now just a soundtrack and the magazine. A&R with PTE, platinum plaque for promotions. I'm one of the only promoters that earned a platinum plaque just for his promotional game. I'm pretty sure I forgot something, but I'm leave it right there.
But you know what? Like, just some of the things you said, because like when you talk about the graphic design, I didn't even know about that.
Right.
And you may call it bragging, but like I put it to you like this, you know what I mean? Like, it's the journey.
Yeah.
If you can't speak back and look at where you come to where you are now and be able to tell someone, I look at it as, when I hear it, I look at it at his ass encouragement, you know what I mean? And you lit a fire to me, because you know what I mean? You basically letting them know, look, this is where I'm at, but this is where I started.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a journey. So, you know what I mean? Some call it bragging, I call it encouragement and learn from it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you know, like I said, my first question is like, which one is like, yo, baby, which one you wake up to? It ain't gotta just be one that you like, you know what? You know, this the one that, you know, this my baby. This the one that they get you fired up like, you know what I mean? I'm ready for this one. You know what I mean?
Really, it's kind of hard to say that, because for the past year and a half to 2 years, I've been just really bored, because I have accomplished so much to it just started getting boring. You know, I used to have, you know, people that challenge me, so I let my challengers, people call them haters, but I let my challengers motivate me.
Yes, sir.
And once I crushed those, I started getting bored. It's like, it just really just, like I was trying to tell Wally earlier, I need a new challenge, because even with the award show, you know, packing out like Minglewood Hall and Legendary Complex and everything else, it just, stuff just started getting bored. Now I'm trying to just get the excitement back in it.
Right.
And when you talked about the platinum plaque and promoting, right? It's like a lot of artists bypass that part, right? It's like, because you can promote a song for like you were saying earlier, you can, if it take 1 year, 2 years, or 20 years, however long it takes, what you do and what you put in it is essentially what you're gonna get out. So when you talk about like your journey, that's what you put in a lot of work to get those things, right? So when you were younger, like, where did that work start? Did it start with you just loving hearing artists, because you manage artists too? So
Right. I forgot about that part.
right.
Well, I started out rapping, but I noticed that everybody wanted to be the rapper, and I started just looking at stuff like on an NBA level. I'm like, Jordan got 6 rings, Kobe got 5, but Phil Jackson got 12. You know, so I was like, the coach has a longer longevity than the players. I'm like, everybody want to be in the NBA, but it's easier to just be the coach in a way. So I just really gave up the mic, and I just started being a CEO and just being a promoter. And with that, it opened up more doors because people started networking with me more because I wasn't doing the same thing that they were doing, so they didn't feel like I was competition.
And you know what? And I gotta ask you this because this is a big thing in Chicago. You know what I mean? Promoters and CEOs. And basically, the mishap that's going on in Chicago is CEOs are moving like promoters.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it trickles down to the artists because they're like, okay, like, hold on. You know what I mean? Things are not right. So, coming from a promoter to a CEO, you know what I mean? Like, help my Chicagoans understand what's the difference or obligations of both.
All right, with the CEO, you basically handle the operation of the company. With the promoter is given the product, the brand, the music, and that is his sole job, is to get your product or whatever you push into the public. But a lot of CEOs, they'll look at a promoter and be like, I can do that. I can just book an artist and this, that, and this. And when they do it, a lot of the CEO parties, they fail because even though they got the money, they don't have the promotion. And a lot of times a good promoter is well liked. And what he do when he throw a party, his circle, he'll have a circle, and this person will bring in this many person, this person will bring in this many people and everything else. And he'll have a loyal fan base. With a CEO, he'll just try to throw his money around. So what get mixed up is craft. Right. A lot of people be like, even with your job, man, what you charge the DJ? Well, such and such, I can get up there and push play and spin a record. But can you blend? Can you make these songs go like that? So the promoter, if he's a promoter, stick to basically that lane, even though you can be a CEO of your own company, but it's promotion. But if you're a bona fide record CEO, allow promoters to do their job, spread the money. And if you spread the money, you'll have so many people working with you and for you. So just stick in your lane. Don't try to wear too many hats.
Man, perfectly said. Now, if y'all, my people in Chicago, didn't understand that, I don't know what to tell y'all with our broken English having buzz, man. Like, I just really think that we really is kind of slow.
But it's good that we have you here to really break it down, because a lot of artists, like you said, everybody wants to be the rapper, right? And you said that great Phil Jackson, Kobe, Michael metaphor, and it's like, I think sometimes that's almost like the ego too, like, like how a lot of people just want that spotlight, but Diddy's here, even if you look at Diddy, how he's here, and he's had so many different artists from like Jodeci to Day 26 to whoever it is you grew up listening to, but he's, out of all the awards that they won, he won those too. To a whole bunch. So I want to even talk about the artists that you manage. So you only manage, how many artists do you manage? Because I know you manage artists and DJs. So how many altogether do you have?
All right, on my current roster, I got DJ Miss Hypnotic. She's a well-known DJ. She can just get back and forth, but she done DJ, several tours, the Millennium Tour, did Wildin' Out and other things. DJ Q. DJ Q is Rick Ross DJ, and he's the program director of Hot 107 in Memphis, Tennessee, Hot 107.1, Flynn Broadcasting. Then I have Moshe Ben Yehuda. Moshe Ben Yehuda, he is a positive rapper. He rap like truth music. He rap about nothing but just uplifting you, sprinkled with the Bible, you know what I'm saying? He try to show you that it's a different way that you can get out here. So those are the three.
Yeah, that sound like Like when we talked about Kobe and Jordan, that sounded like a Lakers team. That sounded like a Bulls team. You know what I mean? You definitely got some good people. And me and Stacks both, I interviewed Hypnotic, and you and I interviewed Moshe, but you interviewed Jay Shields.
Yes,
and I think what they all have in common is they have a lot of knowledge behind their artistry too.
Yes, you could definitely hear that.
It's like you can tell that, like, I feel like being a manager and taking on artists, you have to also be, like you say, a coach, a teacher. You know, you have to, yeah. And if your artists don't know something, that's a reflection on you. But we can tell just by speaking with them already or watching the interviews of them speak. It's just like they know what they stand on. You know, like if one bad thing goes with an artist that don't know nothing, they gone off the face, they wiped out. You know, but when you got something or somebody who can help you show better, you know what I'm saying? Like it just adds to the journey. So what's 2023 looking like for your artists and even for you, or just where are y'all going with this music and DJ and all of that?
What's the next level? Because we got to get you on board.
Where do you go when you on top?
Yeah, we got to get you. We got to find a challenge.
With Truth Music, we're really spreading this positive movement. So that's the challenge right there. As far as the award show, the magazines, the radio stations, they there. So I'm gonna turn up in 2023, but it's easy once you already got the blueprint to it. You know, you just repeat the same positive cycle and just make sure you still in the time of the generation you in. So I don't even look at that because I can do that with my eyes closed because I've been doing it for so long. It's just easy. Just do the same thing over and over again. You know, promotion and networking. Promotion is one of the biggest fields that you can get into because everything need promotion. From the water bottle you drinking to McDonald's. So that's simple when you're being a promoter and everything else. So it's really the sky's the limit, whatever I decide to challenge myself with.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you about that promotion too, because like another big thing with artists is, man, like a lot of big artists, they want a song out, they want this, they want that, they want promoted, but they don't want to even like put nothing in it behind themselves. They expect a promoter to put everything in, to like front a bill or do this and do that. So like, how do you deal with those artists like that, and how do you like explain it to them? Because like I do know there is some like probably some promoters, depending on who the artist, that will put stuff behind it. But then you got other promoters who like, look, man, I'm your promoter, man. You know, like I can get you where you need to be, but you got to invest in yourself too now. You know, so like, how do you handle those types of situations with artists like who feel they don't have to invest?
Tell them not to cry, because if I believe in you and you don't believe in yourself, and I'm gonna put everything in it, I'm gonna walk away with the majority of the money.
All the time.
Instead of you getting maybe 50-50, if I'm putting up all the money, you might get 10 to 5% of it.
Makes sense.
So if you don't believe in yourself, and I believe in you more than you believe in yourself, don't look at it when that record I made $1 million and the only thing I done gave you was $20,000. You didn't believe in it.
All the time.
You know, and I tell a lot of artists to grind like you whine. Quit whining and start grinding. Turn that grind into wine.
I like that.
But if you don't believe in really investing in yourself, you'll never really get paid. We'll have you looking a certain way, not just saying me, I'm talking about the industry in general.
Right.
We'll have you looking like you got everything.
Yep.
But once you slow down, the money slow down, you're back at your original setting. Have you ever noticed you'll see an artist and they'll say net worth $30 million. And time they get in trouble and they get locked up and they got a $300,000 bond, they can't make it.
They can't make it.
Because that's what you're projected to be worth. That don't mean you have it.
All the time.
So, you know, you got a network worth $30 million, but you can't make a $300,000 bond. Why can't you make it? Because you didn't invest in yourself, and when you was making that money, you still wouldn't invest in yourself.
Right.
You want everybody else to do it, and you want to reap the rewards, but guess what? You're gonna look like a figurehead. You ain't gonna never have nothing. But what you call it? A nice person, a nice appearance. Everybody gonna think you got it, but you ain't gonna have it.
You know what I mean? So, you know, before we wrap it up, man, like, is there anything you want to say to, like, you got to give to our audience, because there are a lot of people watching, like, you wear many hats, man, many hats. you know, and you know when it comes to entering, man, like me, because I'm a man who believe I think to make it today, you gotta have more than one source of income. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
I definitely love the mini hats, man. So to like our audience, man, you know, could you tell me one how to get in tune with you, and two, you know what I mean? The drive, the effort going in 2023, man. How to get your hustle up, how to challenge yourself. Like you see, like you say, man, like that's the biggest thing. I say, like you challenge yourself to the point to where you get more. You know what I mean? And I love that. You know what I mean? So like, how do you, you know, let our people know how to prepare for that and the best way of going about doing it, handling their business, and how to stay in tune with you?
First of all, just get a cash flow going. If you have to get a job at just say Amazon, FedEx, or wherever, get a cash flow going, you know, and save up. You know, if you want to be in this music industry and you don't have the budget to put in there, get you 2 jobs. Use one job to pay the bills. Use the other job to stack. Put yourself in a position where everything you make from that second job, whether it's 6 months to a year, you never touch. Resist the temptation of trying to look like somebody so you can become somebody. All right. Once you do that, then you start going forward, but you got to establish an income. Then you have to pray and find like-minded people that believe in you. And once they believe in you and y'all start going to the top, record labels are going to start paying attention to you. The first thing they're going to do is separate you from your core people. Now you got a decision to be separated from people that actually believe in you, to be over here with people that's going to try to mess you over.
Right.
So you keep that element. If they can't manage you, still find them roles to do. And always put them in a position, especially if you have it, where they don't have to work. That way they can spend more time watching your back than punching a 9 to 5. And then you just go forward. But you got to do those things. You got to establish an income, and you got to have a tight circle.
Yes,
But just having talent, a lot of times, that ain't gonna make it.
All the time.
And man, you are dropping so many gems just as far as having that, because I know a lot of artists that it's a thin line, because artists will say, oh, I need to work on my music full time, so I don't want to get a 9 to 5, or they feel like or even if the ego kicks in and be like, no, like, you know, it's like the cash flow, if you don't have it to invest, like you said, if it's $1 million record and you only put $200 into the investment, but your coach or your manager put in the rest, you got to expect what's coming back to you will be just as much as you put in. So that's definitely, I'm sure it's a whole lot of artists that's going to be watching this, that's going to learn from that. Like,
I hope they do.
People always think it's all image, but it's so much business. It's like 20/80, right? As far as like image versus business. So man, get it right so you can really so you can really have that, you know, that social media. Y'all gotta let that social media ego go and just do it.
Business man on.
Must establish an income, because this music industry will break up families.
Yes.
You know, you constantly put music in. Your support system that's with you, seeing the money you putting in. Now, if you don't start showing that it's hope, and them bills get to compiling, now what breaks up a lot of relationships is finances. So, you know, you got to have some kind of income where you can help out with the bills and pay bills while you chasing your dream, because you got to also take care of your household. And what a lot of people do is they don't want to work, but they still accumulate bills. All right, if you don't want to work, where you live, how you pay your electricity if you live there, how you do this, do that, and do this. So if you get a job or two, not only can you handle your responsibilities, you can also put into your music industry, your music, and that just level out the playing field.
So wow, so y'all know where to go if y'all need that knowledge. I'm feeling like you should write like a little book or something. Like, I don't know.
That might be the next challenge.
Might be.
That might be it. That might be
Might
it.
be.
Hey, and man, we cannot wait to hear from the people that learn from you as far as your artists and your DJs that you brought along with you today. And we just love to have all three of y'all here and just get that real big team energy. Like, we definitely feel that out in Memphis, Tennessee, all the way down from down south. So, man.
So with that being said, Mr. J Shield, definitely let our people know how to get in tune with you and how to follow you and the whole team, man.
Absolutely.
Just go to jshieldpromotion.com and you'll find out all my information there.
There we go. Y'all heard it here at Urban Grind Radio. I'm Treasure Nicole, your favorite Scorpio.
And it's your boy DJ ThreeStacks. And this is just the first segment of 2 more interviews. We got Mr. Moshe coming up next, man. Jay Shield, it was an honor and a pleasure, man.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely can't wait to have you back, man, with that new challenge, man.
That book.
Yeah, that book.
Okay.
That book.
Yeah, hey, we're going to be working on the title. This is Urban Grind Radio, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Hey, matter of fact, you gave me a new slogan for this year. It used to be if you're not grinding on the grind, quit whining and start grinding.
Yeah.
That's
Grind like you whine.
Grind like you whine.
Grind like you whine.
I love that.
Hey, I'm saying that all year.
All 2023.
Just let me know when you copyright swap, you know.
Man,
You a businessman.
How about,
you know what I mean?
how about this? Since I gave it to you, you copyright it and just send me something in the mail.
Say less.
That's it.
Grind like you whine.
That's it.
Yo. This your big homie Jay Shields, CEO. You're listening to Urban Grind Radio, street certified, industry approved. Remember, you're not the streets, we are.